Thank you for joining in today. My name is Fani Patamata. I am associated with a company called Bourtec Solutions. We are hosting a speaker for the day, Mr. Kiran Achen, whose introduction Prashant will do.
Kiran Achen is a well-known technology leader in the US. He won the prestigious CIO ORBIE Award for the year 2022. Congratulations, Kiran. So currently he is the CIO of Tokio Marine Highland.
Sir, I'm a native Hyderabadi. I'm from Old City, Hyderabad.
Insurance industry actually is a pretty complex industry. Everybody's aware about insurance industry from their own experience with personal lines like auto, home insurance, life insurance. But what we do is more commercial insurance, primarily on the property side. Tokio Marine, our global company, which is based out of Tokio, is primarily a property-based insurance.
One of the big things for insurance is we need to evaluate the risk profile, right? So we want to know what's your risk profile. If I insure you, are you going to start making claims, right? So how do we do that, right? So for us, flood insurance, there's a number of things we look at, right? Where's your property? Are you close to the water? There's a whole bunch of things. First, I wanted to kind of digitally transform, and digitization means a lot to different things to different people. To me, digitization meant that the end-to-end value chain. Blockchain has been a technology looking for a problem to solve. Now, I think the time has come for it where it has found its place in Web 3.0, but for a long time it was looking for a problem to solve. It's a tool trying to find a problem to solve. Is AI the new jargon like big data? I think people were more focused on learning the technology and kind of proving out how much of data I can get all this data and see how I can get it all in such a fast time. But for what purpose? They didn't have a purpose, they didn't have a goal. So it was just a technology play, right? That's why big data kind of slowly died, because people didn't start with a goal. What am I trying to solve? I think AI has a lot of potential. It's not just a jargon, it has a lot of potential. And AI helps us solve those things where we don't have the data points that we need. AI, based on the model, can predict that or can approximate it for us.
Data is a big challenge. Either availability in some cases, in many other cases there is data and it's just not made available for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes it is confidentiality and privacy, and other times it's just lack of understanding.
Sure.
So we work with not on the insurance side so much, but healthcare and other areas where almost every research group in the country is, especially healthcare and mobility, two areas we see this happen often.
It's just, at this point, the data is not really optimal. The whole, how do I find data and consume data is not really very optimal. And I think that's the biggest challenge for AI. But I think AI has a lot of potential.
Pertaining to data sets and availability of data to run and build optimal AI. AI is not binary, right? Assuming that we are still viewing AI from the lens of human augmentation. There was this entire research around sparse data sets, right? So I never figured if that was like a creation of researchers to solve their own problems or to solve real world use cases. But how is that panning out? Has that panned out with some good results?
How do you train on high fidelity, high quality data sets and then but actually apply it on very low resolution data, like medical imaging, for instance?
Data as such was not available for proper testing, so the app started failing.
Account aggregation, there's a new framework we have called account aggregator framework, wherein all your transactions will be available at the touch of a button.
Everybody's doing it. There was no value really, it was just dabbling in technology. That's where Metaverse is right now. Now it's big on gaming, right? The first place that this is going to hit is gaming.
In that whole metaverse, they want to have a lot of space where people can come buy the land, and there's a mechanism to build stuff. There's a mechanism to have people come. I mean, the ones that come into the metaverse come to experience whatever they've built.
I must thank HYSEA, who's really agreed for a knowledge session of this nature.
Representing the IT fraternity, and what we want to do is not just represent them but work with government and the IT industry to shape future of Hyderabad IT. And this kind of futuristic conversations, this kind of very interesting knowledge sharing sessions will become a norm. And we would like to know from you, what are the topics which interest you? What is it that we should bring for you, which will give you more insights, more conversation points, more strength, more planning for future. So thank you so much for giving us time and making us realize what is happening, where should we be heading.